Let me ask you. It's the 10th anniversary of Brexit. I wanted to ask you about. I was in the news yesterday, and I texted you yesterday because I was thinking about it. It was Brexit's in the news. Keir Starmer's out. People are saying they're regretting Brexit. Who's the guy who's like the super right wing dude who like really pushed Brexit? And
I can't remember his bloody name. I mean, that's another thing that on my journey I did. As you know, I got an combined ADHD diagnosis 3 or 4 years ago. I did try meds for it. They were amazing. They stopped the anxiety, calmed me down. But it took a little bit away of my personality. I noticed that. I lost all joy in anything in life. So I've actually come off the meds now, and I'm just being me, and people just have to accept me the way I am. So I'm not taking meds for the rest of my life just to fit in with society. I'm really sorry. So
I love that for you. I made a whole video about that, about how like autism too. It's people want to treat autism and stop autism. They want to cure autism. Like why can't we just accept people for the way they are? Like there's always been people who are autistic and dyslexic.
I must admit, there's a lot of people who can't cope with it. Right? There's a lot of people who. I think
they can't cope with you. They
can't cope with the anxiety and the stress. And there's I think the only reason I can cope with it is because I've grown up not knowing. I've sort of like muddled through life. Nigel Farage is the guy.
Yeah, that guy, Nigel Farage. Yeah, that piece of shit. So he's the one who pushed Brexit, and it turns out that a lot of the money came from foreign interests, giant corporations. That it wasn't a grassroots movement at all. That they kind of did a number on the Britones,
right?
On John Bull. John Bull had the wool pulled over his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, Brexit was so. Prior to Brexit, we had a certain language going on. We had swarms of immigrants coming in, swarms. They objectified them as insects, like coming over, and we had. And what happened was the Brexit vote was. David Cameron must have thought, I know, let's put it to the people. And all this cabinet must have said, well, hold on a minute, David.
We have a lot of racists.
On social media at the moment, they're pushing a narrative that we're being invaded by swarms of immigrants, and people might use this as a reason to vote the whole thing and not think, no, they won't do that. Why would people want us to vote out of the biggest European market in the world? Why would people want to? They won't do that. They won't do that. No, let's put it to the people.
Yes.
And what happened? Boom. It was borderline. I think it was 2-3%. It was practically 50-50. And oh my God, it was great for me as a truck driver. It was brilliant for me because here's what happened. So all the seasonal drivers that come over for the Christmas season. They come over, they drive trucks all over
from Europe,
UK. Then they finish, they go home with a nice little pay packet in the pocket, and then they come back and do the summer one, which is the Easter and the summer fashions. The farm workers who come over and pick fruit and make a little bit of money, go back to the homeland.
Yeah, and these are like Portuguese, but these are like Portuguese folks and Italians. They're not like
in the US. So the drivers' wages, my wages, doubled within 6 months of Brexit because they couldn't get enough drivers.
Makes sense.
And where does that get knocked onto? Food prices, clothes prices, every other price. So everything starts rising in price because of this.
But no one's making any more money. No one's getting paid more money except for the truck driver. So the truck driver's making more money. So the prices go up. But the people who are consuming the clothes and the whatever, the apples, they can't afford them now because
but I mean the crazy thing is I was looking. I've been doing Ancestry. I don't know whether you have Ancestry in the US. It's a website. I've done my DNA.
Yeah.
So I am pretty much.
I've done my DNA.
I am pretty much Midlands, Northwest, Ireland, and a 3% Netherlands or Sweden, where some dirty Viking come over and took advantage of one of my ancient ancestor families. So
a bit of rogering in your history.
Yeah, a bit of raping and pillaging went on. So What was my point? Yeah, so I've been having a look at my family tree now.
Yes,
it's all automated with the censuses and everything that goes on. So when you click on it, it tells you. And the families were immense. My dad's family was 13 members, and then his family was 11, 12
to
members.
what end? What did you get out of this? I mean, I know people used to shit out a bunch of kids back in the old days. They had to have the farm.
But my point is now we are not having as many children. The average family is 2 kids, right? Sure. So we are now unsustainable for our workforce in the UK. Our society cannot survive the present birth rate.
Yeah, that's just like Japan. Japan has had to change their immigration policies.
Well, they've had to change it because they can only have 1 kid. Now they've got no one to look after the elderly. So now they're paying fortunes for people to come over and look after the elderly.
Well, the Japanese didn't do the 1 kid thing.
It's the Chinese. Sorry,
yeah, the Chinese did the one kid policy that backfired, but because everyone wanted to have a boy, and what happens when everybody has just a boy and they kill all the little girls? What happens? Nothing good. You got a bunch of boys. You need girls. Girls are important for society.
Yeah, they definitely are. I
mean, who wants to?
Especially if you need your cutlery and plates washing in the evening and clothes ironing. They're very important for that sort.
Like your wife is going to kill you. Your wife will kill you.
I can already feel the knife in the back twisting around right now.
No, I mean the Japanese though, they had a strict isolation. They're an island culture, a lot like England in that way. Like a lot of island cultures, they're like, we don't want outsiders. And even South Korea is like that. They're a peninsula, but still they're half island, right? And and so like island cultures have been traditionally very exclusatory. They don't want to have anybody coming in, and that has hurt them. Now they don't have enough. There's not enough babies growing up, so now they don't have enough workers to take care of their aging. Yeah,
I mean, another effect of Brexit was free travel and free trade. We could go to Spain, just walk straight into the country, flash your passport straight in. Now we've got to go through a rigmarole. We're sort of like the outsiders. We're sort of like from non-EU countries, and that's a nightmare. Businesses are suffering because they can just sell stuff, and now they've got to go through this import, export, taxes,
pay tariffs and taxes,
fill forms, and I mean, there is a going back into the European market campaign, trying to get traction, and I think we will do it eventually, but it's not going to be in the near future, I don't think.
I mean, I don't know how it's not going to be easy anyway. Like they made it real clear when Britain left that it was going to be not easy to come back. Like, are you sure, assholes? And they were sure. They did it. I mean, what were they supposed to do? Undermine the will of the people at that point? Like those were the choices, right? Like just to do the opposite of what the referendum said. But I think that this is also, it's funny because yesterday the UK was very much in the news regarding this 10-year anniversary of Brexit.